mosque is really a mosque where past, present, and future, all of them come together within this mosque. Within this mosque, you have the house where Nabi Ibrahim used to live. Within this mosque, you have the house of Khidr alayhi salam. Within this mosque, you have the house of Nabi Idris alayhi salam. Within this mosque, you have the maqam of Imam Zainul Abidin. When Imam Zainul Abidin would go towards the ziyarah in Najaf, he would make sure to stop within this mosque and pray within this mosque. Additionally, right here, you have the maqam of Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, where Imam as-Sadiq would pray within this mosque. You have that spot which is ascribed to Imam Sahib al-Zaman, for it's stated when the Imam, he returns, he will administer justice from Kufa. His courtyard will be in Kufa in the way the courtyard of his grandfather Amir al-Mu'mineen was in Kufa. But you find Masjid Sahla is where the Baytul Mal, where the public treasury of the Muslims will be. And we have traditions which state that the house of the Imam will be in the precincts of Masjid Sahla as well. That the virtues of this mosque can be demonstrated by the fact that when the Prophet of God on the night of Mi'raj went upon his spiritual ascension, one of the places where the Prophet of God stopped to pray is over here in Masjid Sahla upon the night of Mi'raj. Now there's many different traditions about this mosque. It's stated that the one who visits this mosque for 40 Tuesday nights, he'll be honored with the visitation of the Imam of our time. There's a famous story of Allam al-Hilli. It's stated that Allam al-Hilli, for 40 Tuesday nights, he visited Masjid al-Sahla. In his heart, he had two desires. Number one, he wanted to know whether this tradition was true, that in 40 Tuesday nights, you'll see the Imam of your time. The other question he had is that the hadith which states that the tears the size of the wing of a fly for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, how can they cure sins the size of the oceans? That he wanted answers to these two questions. It's stated on the 40th Tuesday night, as Allam al-Hilli was coming to this mosque where you all sit today, there was a man who approaches Allam al-Hilli. He says to him that, where are you going? He says, I'm going to Masjid al-Sahla. He says, why are you going to Masjid al-Sahla? He says, number one, I wanted to meet the Imam of my time, and I wanted to see, is it true that if I go for 40 Tuesday nights, I'll be honored with this meeting? And the other thing is, I wanted to know if this hadith is true. That how is it that the tears which are this small can cure sins which are that large? The man, he replied to him by saying, I'll give you a parable. It's stated within history there was a king. That king, as he went hunting, he got lost. When he got lost, you find that he didn't have food, he didn't have water. He came upon the house of a woman. When he went to her house, that lady, she had one animal. She said to her son that this man is our guest. Let us sacrifice our only animal and feed him, because this is what an honorable person does. It's stated that after this helped the king, when he returned towards his kingdom, towards his court, a number of years later, you find the son of that lady goes towards the king. That son, he says, that you remember the time when you were in need and I helped you. He says, yes, I remember that time. I'm here to recompense you for what you did for me. The king, he looks at his ministers to each side. He says, what is justice? That how can I give back towards them? One minister said that give them an amount of wealth, this will be justice. The king said, no, these people, they gave everything which we had, this isn't justice. He looks to the other minister. The other minister says, then why don't you give a portion of your kingdom? The king says, no, even that wouldn't be justice. Even if I give 50%, they gave 100% to me. That king said that in return for that one horse, I'll give you my entire kingdom towards you. That man says, "Oh Allam al-Hilli, if a simple king can give away his entire kingdom for one horse, can Allah, the King of Kings, not give all of his mercy for the sacrifice of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein?" And he says, "Oh Allam al-Hilli, tell my followers that if they really want to meet me, I am there for them." Allam al-Hilli, he has this realization that how does this man know my name? When he looks up, he gets this realization that it's the Imam, but by the time he looks in that direction, the Imam was gone. That virtue, that meeting, it happened in the precincts of this mosque. This is that mosque that Amir al-Mu'mineen says to Malik al-Anbari, that the one who asks for dua within this mosque, his duas are accepted within this mosque. And this is that mosque that when you sit here today, in reality, you're giving and you're renewing your allegiance towards the Imam of your time. Inshallah, we hope to see a day where we sit within this mosque as we are tonight.